Hello, good morning. So today's an upper session. So I'm gonna be last session I did 80 kilos for 2 sets with 7 reps on the first set and 5 reps on the second set. So that's the goal today. Beat those numbers, hopefully do 80 for 8 on the first set and then maybe 80 for 6 on the second set. I'm going to be training with a good friend of mine, which is going to be fun. So probably won't be doing a lot of talking, so it'll just be clips of the training. But I just quickly wanted to show what I'm taking pre-workout. So this is Blood and Guts. It's from Dorian Yates. It's especially in Norway. That's my favorite pre-workout, at least. It has quite a lot of caffeine, around 350 milligrams, and a lot of beta-alanine. I really like beta-alanine, just feeling like tingle. Well, it just gets you ready for training, at least for me. Like, it puts me into the mindset of, yeah, time to train. And then I also take, this is what I've been doing recently, I just take citrulline. I just add 1 scoop just to get some extra citrulline. And then this is what I've been testing out recently, is just also taking collagen every day. So I'm gonna see if that does anything and has any sort of effect. So then I just mix all of that into a cup, and that's my pre-workout stack. And then yeah, each morning I also take 1 scoop of electrolytes and 2 scoops of creatine, so it's around 10 grams. Sweet. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's a bit of a shorter intro, but I think today is going to be a good session. It's going to be fun. I haven't trained with my friend for quite a while, so I'm excited to train with him. But yeah, I'll see you on the bench.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through. sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Hello. And just before we start talking about the training, I just look at this view. Hi. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk quickly about what me and my friend were discussing while we were training today. I think it's important when you try to do a new activity or just in life in general to give up on the idea of being perfect or perfectionism. And what I mean by that is, let's just start with training. For example, my goal today was to do 2 sets of bench, and I wanted to beat my previous session that was 7 reps and then 5 reps. So today I managed to do 7 reps and then 6 reps. Now the form was not perfect and exactly how I wanted it to be, but I still made progress. And that's one thing that I feel like we can forget when we try to start doing something new, is what is the actual main goal. And I feel like as a person you can become very, very obsessed with the small details, and that causes you to forget what is the overarching goal of what you are trying to do. I think one example I can give is I like planning. I like planning and I like being organized. So I really liked having a calendar. And when I first started having a calendar, I went a bit too overboard. I started the activity just to get a clear view of how my days and weeks were going to be. But what happened is I became a bit too obsessed about the small details. I tried to plan everything out to the exact minute. So every minute from basically when I woke up to when I used to go to sleep. And the thing that happened was that, as in life, no matter how well you plan, unexpected things will happen and that will destroy your plans. So And then I used to look at my calendar and I was like, oh, now because something unexpected happened in my life, I've gone overboard, and that's gone into the next activity. So, and that would just lead to a downward spiral of feeling like I'd planned everything out, and then because I was not doing exactly those things that I had planned every single day to the exact minute, I felt like I was not making progress, which doesn't make sense at all. But I think it's very easy to fall into that downward spiral of trying to optimize every single little thing, and then when things go wrong, that just causes you to be like, okay, so I missed this activity, so that's gonna hinder my next activity, which is then going to hinder my next activity, and so on. But I was still making progress, like I was still planning my days out, and that was still helping me. But because I became so focused on trying to plan everything out to the single minute, that just led me to stop using my calendar at all. And that's where I think we make the mistake of trying to be so perfect in whatever we are doing that we forget that we get like 80-90% of the benefits just by doing the simple stuff. Like going training, you can completely obsess about your training split and rest times and rep ranges, and there's so many little details, but it's also just, you can just, if you just go and train every day or a couple times a week, and you just go and train with intensity, you will get most of the benefits just by doing that simple thing. Same with sleep. If you sleep 7 or 8 or 9 hours, like, the main thing is just try to get good sleep every day. And if one day you don't manage to get good sleep, don't let that one single thing affect the rest of your day. Like, if you just learn that, yeah, I need around 8 hours of sleep every night, that's what's optimal, that's what's being perfect is. And then something happens, you have an exam, or just something happens in your life, so you wake up and you just slept 5 hours. Don't let that one fact that you slept 5 hours and it wasn't optimal ruin the rest of your day, because that's the worst thing that might happen. Then your day is even more unoptimal. You can just instead be like, yeah, didn't get my sleep today, but I can still do the best that I'm able to do today, and just focus on what is the 100% effort that I can do today, what can I achieve today, and how can I make just the tiniest amount of progress towards my goal, and just be happy with that, because not every single day is going to be the same. Sometimes, some days you might make a lot of progress, and other days you might just make some progress, but you can still maximize the progress that you could have made that individual day. And this is mostly just a reminder to myself, to be honest, because I like doing like not a lot of activities, but doing those activities to the absolute maximum. So for me, example, I take vitamins every single day, and I recently learned that you should take your vitamins with a fat source, that some vitamins are better to take them after eating like 10 to 15 grams of fat, and that you should spread out, if you're taking omega-3s, that you should spread out the the dosages. So if you're taking 6 tablets, I think it's better to take it in 3 doses, so 2 tablets with each meal. And that's something that I try to do. Like, if I have the time and I remember each day, that's something that I try to do. I try to space out my omega-3s with each meal. But I also remind myself that if one day, because of something, I did not manage to do that, the main thing for that day is just taking the vitamins each day. And that if you don't take it at the exact optimal time, I feel like stressing about that is going to hinder you more than just taking the vitamins. And one other thing about that is, I think if you can just define what qualifies as a good day for you and boil that down to some simple activities, and then everything else other than that is just extra. So for me, it's as simple, because I'm finished with most of my exams. My main goal each day is just to train, just go in the gym and do something. Now, of course, I have my training program and I want to do that and I want to beat my reps, but my main goal each day is, yeah, if I can wake up and just go and train and do something, then I'm happy. Now I have loads of activities after that. Like, I want to sleep well, I want to have my diet, I want to hit my macros, I want to take my vitamins, I want to do my cardio, hit my steps. But the main activity and goal in my life is just train and get better at training. So if I wake up and I'm able to go to the gym, I've made progress towards that goal. And I think it's important to remember that nothing or big goals take a long while, and training is probably the easiest example of that, because muscle building is slow, but you can also make progress each day in small increments. So yeah, that's just one thing that I think we can, or at least me, I'm trying to become better at, on remembering what the main goals that I have and what are the main drivers of that goals, and yes, trying to optimize the small things that you can do to obviously achieve those goals faster, but still not chasing to be perfect, just chasing small increments of progress. These videos, for example, like, there's a lot of things that I want to improve about the videos, but the fact is that not every single day is going to be optimal, and what are the things that I can do, and just focus on those, because I feel like after some time you will get better and better, and a small amount of progress will build up over time. And we have, well, I mean, we have some time, not all the time in the world, but for me it's a very satisfying feeling of just being able to know that I took a little step each day towards my goals. Some days I will take a lot of steps and I will make a lot of progress, and some other days I won't maybe be able to make as much progress, but I still feel like every single day you can make the tiniest bit of progress, and just to be happy with that. Other than that, the session. I forgot I trained today. Yeah, I still managed to progress on bench. So the first set I was a bit too excited, I think. So I tried to speed through the set. But the second set felt a lot better. I felt like I managed to recognize the fact that I was speeding through it, and I was a lot more happy with how the second set looked, and we still matched, and I got one extra rep on the second set, so that was nice. I'm going to be trying to go over to an upper lower split and see how that feels. But yeah, so training is nice, and the video of the lat pull downs was yeah, that was cool. Especially seeing the striations in the traps and seeing like back veins. I really hope that I can find a video that I took 6 months ago, I think, of doing the same lat pull down. But very happy with how training and life is going overall right now. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So each day try to go train, record, and become slowly better at editing videos and talking to the camera, and hopefully I'm just able to share some of my experiences, and hopefully that's helpful. But thank you for watching, and tomorrow is legs, it's hamstrings. Yeah, hamstrings. So I definitely need to, I'm gonna look up some form for stiff leg deadlifts, and that'll be good. Bye.